This is the money shot for the barbecue video. This one. The money shot.
Hello.
Okay, folks, welcome back to Cheap Barbecue Reviews. We've had a little bit of a hiatus. The weather has turned decidedly against us, but we're going to press on.
And dedication. You might remember us from previous shows like short sleeve shirts and summer wear.
Running active coolers on the camera to stop it overheating. Now I'm going to get the dew heater out. Okay. It's Reconciliation Day. Happy Reconciliation Day
to
obviously
everyone.
By the time this goes out, it'll be past that. But anyway, we're recording on Reconciliation Day. And what do we got today, Jeff?
Today we have portable barbecue. Enjoy life.
Portable barbecue, enjoy life.
I can't see the brand from here, so I can't really.
I can't see any brand on it at all. Now, I wanted to go to more high-end barbecues, you know, like maybe pushing up to $100 value, because there's some good stuff in that space. But this has taken the crown as the cheapest barbecue on Amazon at $16.80.
$16
so,
which is nuts.
This box seems like it should be worth more than $16.80, let alone a barbecue. So let's
probably get $5 for it down at the local recycling plant.
Yeah, let's have a look at what we have here. So, well, bubble wrap.
Well, it looks like that's where the expense went.
So now, importantly, we've got a charcoal grate. So charcoal can sit up, so it's getting airflow under the charcoal, which we've discovered is very important.
It is very important.
Not a badly made grill. Seems reasonably thick enough. I can't see flaking. It might even not be chrome plated. It might just be stainless steel, but
just straight forged, shiny stuff.
Yeah, which I'm happy with. I'm glad. Now we're going to have to put the little legs on, and we're going to have to put an air vent. We're going to have airflow control.
That is great news. $16.95, a bargain.
Yep. So let's try and construct this, and we will come back and get it cooking.
See you soon.
Okay, so a little more jiggering around than I thought there'd be for attaching two screws, but we got there. So it's got little legs. They do fold down. They can be removed and put in the barbecue quite easily. Straight little charcoal bowl. Feels reasonably well made.
Yeah.
Remembering this is a $16 barbecue. So then we've got a grate goes in. So that's a lot of headroom for the coals, which is great. Mm-hmm. We do have a slidey door here that we will slide over.
Yeah, we do have ash potentially leaking out the bottom here as well. I'm not sure if that's going to be a concern.
You wouldn't want to have this.
Airflow,
you wouldn't want to have this over dry grass, I'd suggest.
No.
But, I don't think too much will get out because it's just going to fall down. But we'll see as we go.
That's right. Hot like a Black Hawk's headlight, mate.
Yeah. All right, let's get some coals in here.
Just one firelighter today.
Yeah, just the one.
Just one.
Well, it's such a little barbecue.
People will be commenting about this.
People
normally
will.
recommend 3,
Yeah.
the perfect light.
3, the perfect light. No, well, today we're going to assume one will suffice. We could be wrong. We could regret this. So I'm just going to get the firelighter lit, and then we'll build the pyramid around it. That's catching. You know, I saw some high school kids in the park just outside the front of this place last week, and they'd got themselves set up pretty well. They had bought a lot of meat at the supermarket, and I'm guessing they'd borrowed their dad's, one of their dad's Weber Qs. But that's actually quite a big chunky unit, and they would have had to use a car to get it there. And then you've got a great big gas bottle. And I very nearly said to them, "Hey, I've got a Camping Moon X Mini in there. Do you want to have it? Because it'll really simplify your barbecuing expeditions."
This park doesn't have a public barbecue, does it?
No, you got to bring your own.
Yeah. As demonstrated on episode 4.
Yes, where we used the camping moon just there. But you know, the size and the weight of the Weber Q, which is also Weber Qs they're great barbecues. I'm not dissing them, but direct heat isn't their strength. You've really got to have the lid down to cook with them. And for what these kids were doing, I actually think a little charcoal barbecue would have been much better for them.
Did you refer them to the channel for barbecuing tips?
I thought about it, Jeff, and then I thought, do these 17-year-olds want to talk to an old man about their barbecue? And I thought, they do not.
Did you not? No, it could be mistaken for those other denizens of the park.
Yeah, if when I was that age, if an old man had come up wanting to talk to me about my barbecue, I would have probably been polite, but trying to end the conversation as quickly as possible. I mean, when I was that age, I thought 25-year-olds were weird fossils. So, you know.
Tell me about it, man. Tell me about it.
Yep.
That's,
Oh, well, it appears to be catching light. So we'll come back when the coals have ashed over and see how it's going. So, Jeff, this has lit up in a reasonably pleasant way. And I just want to quickly show the handle, which is this sad bit of wire. And but does actually just go in a very useful, sturdy way.
I still want to electrify it, turn into a bug zapper.
But yeah, I think in general you're better off just having a pair of tongs, because you know this thing isn't going to turn your meat. But,
no.
So we're going to spread the coals out. We are charring the paint in ways that I'm not entirely thrilled with, but for a $16 barbecue, I don't.
Oh, is it peeling off?
It's not peeling, but it's discolouring in the centre there.
How's your cadmium levels?
Oh, yeah. Obviously, it's not as high as they're going to be.
It's time for our weekly booster.
So let's. Oh, look at that! It fits on very solidly. Look, I know these legs are quite warm and are very thin, but they are doing the job of holding the coals up off the table.
Yep.
So
we've got the air vent on. That's on.
Yeah, the air vent is fully open, and Jeff, it's time to.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Capture the flames. So we're seasoning the grill. Let's get that right. But you know, we also like a good fireball. So here we go.
Hang on a sec.
Ooh. No. So it's not running that hot. The airflow isn't that good, is what we're taking out of that. Interesting.
I think that's called fail. I think that's called fail.
That's a flame fail.
That's a flame fail.
$16 the cheapest barbecue in the world is not getting good airflow through the coals.
I'm surprised because you've got like 4 vents underneath here.
Well, those aren't functionally vents. I mean, they are holes.
Very tiny. Oh, it is open.
I think the main vent is just a little too small, is what I'm taking from this. But so it's a porterhouse steak this week.
Porterhouse. No expenses spared on this channel.
Yeah. Well, it was just the same price as the rump, and it's a better steak, so why not?
Well, why not?
Here we go. Will we get some sizzle?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fully acceptable sizzle. Nice one. Well,
it certainly died down a bit though, the sizzle.
Yeah, I mean, we do have the problem that we're wearing noise-cancelling microphones, so it's exactly the sort of white noise that it'll take out. But I mean, that's relatively pleasing.
I think it's.
Yeah.
And comment on the seasoning as well. So it's a cracked pepper and salt.
The seasoning is just straight cracked pepper and salt, as we always do in these reviews with the steak. Well, not always. We have varied from it. In general, just salt and pepper. I put, and you got to rub it in with your fingers. I know it sounds gross, folks, but you've just got to get your fingers in there and rub it. You know, I mean, pepper. It wasn't that long ago empires rose and fell on access to pepper, and it was worth more than its weight in gold. And we just take it for granted now. That
I always remember. Imagine a ship pulling into port with a hold full of spices.
Yeah.
Just cloves, cinnamon, pepper, just...
I mean, long distance
nuts.
trade has always been the most lucrative thing in the world. And take things where no one has access to and bring them home.
Well, that's got a good sound to it now. I reckon that's cooking quite quickly.
I'm actually a bit worried about what we're going to do. We might have to close the air vent off to do the sausages. But, so it failed to ignite the oil, but
that's definitely... You definitely get some char under there.
In fact, let's take a look at,
let's have a look at this.
What's going on here. Okay, that can do with a few more minutes, but it's cooking. I might need to go get us some plates.
Quick.
Normally, I like to see some moisture come through, and there's a bit, but
yeah,
I
think there'll be more when you've flipped it.
I think it's time to flip though. Oh, look at that beautiful sear. That's really nice.
Looking very nice.
Mm.
And you've got the juices starting to come through as well. So
yeah. Look, we've said many times a barbecue is a very, very simple thing. You need something to hold the coals up so the air can get underneath it. You need something to hold the meat off the coals.
Yep.
And then you're most of the way there.
Most of it's there.
And yet so many fail. But not the cheapest barbecue in the world. And the previous holder of that title was that little folding barbecue that came in an envelope.
The V one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously this takes up more space, but I think it's a much better barbecue.
Well, yeah, more suited to car camping than hiking.
Mm.
It's pretty efficient. I mean, again, it's just a bucket.
Yeah, but the design is right. I mean, the materials are cheap, but not the cheapest we've seen. But the design is solid, so it holds itself up off the table, and it gets the air in, and the coals are allowed to just do their thing. The fat's looking beautifully rendered. I'm really looking forward to this.
You're not too far off there, mate. You're going for your medium rare.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
All right, we've got some moisture starting to bead through the top.
Yeah.
So if this was a grill that I used regularly, I wouldn't be peaking, okay? But because I haven't got it dialed in, I'm going to take a look. Close.
Just a little bit more.
A little longer. It is quite a thin steak. I've discovered that porterhouse is my favourite steak. I always thought I was more a Scotch fillet guy.
Yeah, porterhouse is...
You get some flavour with it, and it's still relatively cheap.
Yeah, that's looking tasty, man. Suddenly thinking, yeah.
It is. I always find it funny how grilling generates more smoke than smoking, because smokers are very efficient in their use of the smoke, whereas when you're grilling meat, it's just smoke everywhere. I think what we're going to do once we've got the steak off is shut down the air vent to try and cool things down for the sausages and the kebabs.
I think the kebabs would be. It might be a bit hot for the kebabs.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we'll close the air vent, which will take some time to come through.
They must be close though.
Let's see if we can adjust the air vent. Here we go. Okay, how about we go? Oh, there we go.
Oh, genius.
Just need to know the technique. All right, so that air vent works. So having reduced the airflow underneath...
the air vent closes, we don't know how much.
Yeah, well, it will have reduced the airflow. The coals will, over the next 10-15 minutes, start to cool somewhat. It's not instantaneous. All right, I can see
I reckon
good juices forming.
Good pooling. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, let's cut this in half.
Have a look at this.
There you go.
Oh, yep, got a bit of medium rare action.
That's a solid medium rare, I reckon. It's crispy on the outside. It's still quite almost purplish in the middle.
This is good.
This is really good. Cheapest barbecue in the world, folks. And searing a steak is one of the simplest pieces of cooking you can possibly do. Let's not kid ourselves, but
it's a fine steak.
There are people with $5,000 barbecues who aren't getting as good a steak off it as this thing's generating. And I just want to say that that's not a diss on $5,000 barbecues. They're amazing. They do great things, but
This is good. It's one of the best steaks we've had.
I think it's just that perfect combination of still juicy in the middle and seared on the outside, and
great crust on it too.
The Maillard effect.
It's going to be. It is going to be over too soon, though.
And the fat's really nicely rendered.
Yeah, I reckon I got a winner for the best steak. This is.
Yeah. We have had some good steaks in the course of this series, but
That was extremely tasty.
I'd call it,
Wow.
like technically flawless.
Yeah. I know. And suddenly gone.
But there was just nothing about that steak that I could be like, oh, I wish it was this or I wish it was that. It's like, no, it's just 100% where it's supposed to be.
Totally. What a. Oh, look.
And this is your first time watching cheap barbecue reviews. You might be like, well, how hard is it to cook a steak? And the answer is, you'd be surprised.
It's remarkably difficult.
Often, it doesn't go very well. What do you reckon we do next? The kebabs or the... I'm thinking we'll do the kebabs next because they don't mind a bit of char. And we'll save the sausages for last.
The last one? Yeah.
So we're using the Woolworths mini sweet chili and lime. Obviously, with a barbecue like this, mini kebabs are a better option because they fit.
Go on. You hungry?
Okay. All right then, on off the excitement of the steak. And then remember, we have closed off the air vent, and it
cooled, yeah.
It seems to be having an effect because things aren't quite as terrifyingly dynamic as they were 5 minutes ago. So that's good. All right, we'll be back when these are closer to being finished.
Fantastic.
We do appear to have tamed the heat by closing that vent. It's not cooking the way the...
It's nowhere near as ferocious as it was.
Yeah. Chicken kebabs doing what chicken kebabs do. There we go. I mean, that's cooking. That's all right. And I think we'll chuck the sausages on now. Now, we've gone, again, a little posher than usual. Not the $8 sausages. These are the $9 sausages.
$9 sausages. Let it not be said that we're not trying to sacrifice them. Whatever I was trying to say there.
One on there. Yeah, what were you trying to say?
I can't remember. I think it was, we didn't want to let the channel down by always doing the cheapest. Prepared to spend $1 more on sausages.
$1 more on sausages. All right, I'm just going to take this back inside and wash my hands and change knives.
All right.
So we did season the grill, but it's a little sticky. But that's life with barbecue, particularly, you know, sugary
toppings.
Kebabs. Let's have a look how the snags are doing.
It's starting to.
So noting this is the air vent completely closed down, it's giving us a pretty decent even heat.
Yeah.
So
I am surprised at the effect that the closing the vent did, because it's a tiny vent.
But the air was just
yeah.
whooshing, whooshing through. So what we're getting on these chicken kebabs is just a really good, honest charring.
Yeah.
It's just doing its job. In a way I was not expecting from a $16 barbecue.
No. No, I'm still impressed with the effect that the air vent had.
We've used much more expensive barbecues that have been much worse than this.
Yeah.
I think the use case for this is a picnic barbecue.
For sure.
Like if you're already going on a picnic and you want to have some hot food instead of just cucumber sandwiches, then for $16 and
Coles.
you know, some Coles, you know, obviously, you know, a bag of Coles is around $12, and you probably do 10 or so barbecues on this with that. But you know, even if you just throw this in the bin at the end of your barbecue, you know, it was only $16. I think that would be wasteful because it's a perfectly functional little grilling machine. I think for your own courtyard, though, you could probably, it's worth investing in something better. But for something to just literally fit in the picnic basket to heat up the sausages. Cooking area is obviously small. How many people do you think you could feed with that?
With this? With the longevity of the coals? 5, 6 maybe?
Yeah, I mean, assuming you want everyone eating at the same time. But we could easily
Given the size of the steak, you could probably put 3 on there if you're really pressed.
Yeah, you really could. And you could probably do...
easily do probably 8 sausages.
Yeah,
10 sausages.
Just
sacrifice. The chicken's about to be sacrificed. There it goes.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Let us know how that tastes.
Sure. I will inform the public.
Mm-hmm.
It's tasty. Definitely cooked.
So the thing we're getting from this, as we did with the steak, is what's called the Maillard reaction, which is where proteins caramelize over intense heat, and it's kind of it's the tasty bit of barbecue, and the flavour of getting that from Coles is why we cook this way. I reckon get that down there. We'll be ready to eat those in a second.
Don't we all just caramelize from the inside over the span of our lifetimes?
In a way.
In a way.
in a manner of speaking, perhaps.
I don't know. Got some dripping happening from this sausage over here.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see if it catches fire. It's a good drip that one's got going there.
Oh, this is the money shot for the barbecue video. This one.
The money shot of the dripping sausage. Sure.
I can't help it if that's what the clients want.
Just give them what they want. See, these kebabs...
I think their kebabs are pretty much ready.
Yeah,
let's go, man.
There you go.
Look at that. It's looking mildly skeletal after that. I've already enjoyed a piece of it, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's why. It's almost like a.
It seems to be having some sort of heating resurgence in there. Maybe that's just the extra material.
I think it's all the oil that's dripped onto it. But, all right, so have we got a verdict on the chicken kebabs?
The chicken kebabs, not too bad. I did taste it earlier.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're falling off the stick.
Do have that advantage.
Again, because it's been able to caramelise properly, it makes it extremely tasty.
Very good.
Cooked all the way through. Crispy on the outside without being burnt.
I have no complaints at all. Again, some of the tastiest we've had off of one of the barbecues.
Yeah. So when I ordered this, we had a little chat on Messenger, being like, I wanted to go for something a bit more interesting, but a new contender had emerged for the cheapest barbecue on Amazon. And you were like, well, if it's the cheapest, we have to do it.
We have to do it. Yeah. It has to be the
So,
cheapest.
so here we are. And I'm glad we did, because it's really showing off in an incredible way that as long as the barbecue sticks to the fundamentals, which is getting airflow around coals and separating the coals from the food, you don't need an expensive barbecue. And expensive barbecue is not adding anything.
No, apart from expense.
I mean, a bit of social cachet, like, if you're...
I think...
If your neighbourhood picnic and everyone's turning up with Weber Q's, you might look a little pov turning up with this, but once people start eating the food...
That's it. It is the ultimate povo flex. Isn't it, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing it cheap and I'm doing it better.
Yeah. What better flex is there?
Mm-hmm. These sausages are looking amazing too.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Impressed with this barbecue, considering how cheap it was.
Unbelievably cheap. I've got to say, the Camping Moon X Mini is the barbecue that we've reviewed that I actually keep pulling out of the shed and using. It's a lot of fun. This one probably isn't fun,
but it's very efficient.
It just cooks your food.
It's efficient, and I reckon we've used fewer coals on this than we have on some of the other barbecues.
Oh, the X Mini would have probably used a little bit less, but all right. We're at the final hurdle.
Final hurdle. Sausages.
Hopefully the smoke will clear a little bit now.
I reckon we can pan the camera back.
Right. All right. Time to
engage the.
Time to
the
bite
sausage.
into the sausage.
Let's have a look. Oh, juicy. Juicy.
Cooked all the way through. Now these are premium Allworth sausages. $9 for a packet, but. Oh yeah.
It's good sausage. Well cooked. Juicy as. I don't think I mentioned that first time.
Yep.
But,
this is a juicy sausage we're biting into.
Juicy sausage we're biting into, yeah.
So I don't see this being anyone's primary barbecue. Unless they're homeless. Yeah.
and affording coals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the limited use case of we're going to a picnic and we still want to heat up some skewers or some sausages, or if you're just doing a picnic.
It's not just heating them up. It's cooking them.
Oh yeah.
And cooking them well.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm just gonna come along and do some sort of lackluster reheating of some chilled Woolworth sausages. You are actually cooking them deliciously. That steak was fantastic. It's one of the best steaks we've had.
Yeah.
Of the series.
No, I agree. I'm just trying to think of, most people watching this could afford a better barbecue, because most people watching this, most everyone who's ever lived could afford a better barbecue.
Wow. They've got a phone for a start.
Yeah. They're on YouTube, yeah. Or TikTok. Hello, TikTokers.
Okay.
But if you just want to, I mean, if you just want to cook on a balcony or a patio, it'll cook right on the table. Mm-hmm. Bonus. Takes up very little space. Does an amazing job. That's the thing we've got to keep coming back to.
Yeah. How'd that paint flaking go? Like, it seems to be pretty robust.
Actually, interestingly, the point of discoloration is evened out, and it might just be because there's been enough hot fat and soot to re-blacken it. But
look,
the other thing with these small barbecues that is underrated, and with the Camping Moon X Mini, I do this all the time. You can just put it in the dishwasher. Of course. Because otherwise, cleaning your barbecue becomes a thing, and all those wire brushes that have been sold for cleaning barbecues, now there's enormous health warnings saying please don't ever use these because you end up with wire bristles in your food, and those aren't good for your intestines.
Had that happen once with some fish at Kingston Foreshore.
Yeah, that's an expensive place to...
Well, yeah, no, it was one of those steel scrubbing brushes. Mm-hmm. And there was a squiggle of that in the fish. Mm. Ended up free fish. Mm. Still, it's not something you want to have consumed. No. And then find out not so free. But,
so there is the fact that you could put all the pieces of this into the dishwasher and and it would get cleaned for you. Mm.
I'm impressed with the how well that air vent worked. Like it
was effective.
It's quite tiny, but it's very effective.
Yeah.
Like it the ferocity you had with the steak, it's even that right out.
Yeah, and I mean it wasn't cold. I mean that kebab, I'd say that kebab cooked perfectly in that it got browned on the outside really well, and was still juicy but cooked on the inside, which is no small feat.
No, not given some of the barbecues we tried. That discoloration, I noticed this on the outside here. So, like I think, I'm super impressed with one, how cheap it was, and the quality of the food that it's produced. The smaller touches, like it's cheap as, but it's cooked amazing food. Yep. It really has. Like it's up amongst the best that we've had on this series.
It's something I've noticed before though with a lot of it's not put too fine a point on it, Chinese design, in that they will overcome cheapness of input materials with elegance of design. Mm-hmm. I mean, the tripod that is holding up the camera that we're talking on right now is a very cheap tripod made of very cheap materials. But the design is extremely solid, so it does its job of holding the camera at the correct height.
Episode after episode.
Yeah, and I'm sure a Manfrotto would make me happier in many ways, but it wouldn't actually hold the camera any steadier.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. The logo, the icon of the logo would give you a warm feeling in the heart. But ultimately, it's about keeping the thing steady. It's about keeping the coals aerated. With controllable airflow, and this has done a great job. Like I am surprised at how well this is done.
Oh, I'm stunned. I'm stunned. I thought this was going to be garbage. I thought this was going to be a repeat of the.
This is like sub 20. This is like $16. $16 on Amazon, and it has made a fantastic meal.
Yeah. We could have been chucking some capsicums on there to sear them.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's
eggplant. You could probably do eggplant.
We could do eggplant. I'm going to see if I can find the name of the retailer, because we've lost our Amazon affiliate status, my friend.
Oh, have we? What?
Yep, we failed to make any sales in 180 days. Yeah.
Yeah. Look,
losers.
You know what to do.
Too late now. You've had your chance, people. You blew it.
We're just doing this for fun now. Thanks.
Well, Amazon did say we can rejoin the program later, but we might want to
make some sales first.
Yeah, increase our what have you orders. Sorry, I'm just trying to look up the name here. Sheridan started using my Amazon account, so there's a lot of women's things in my list now. Here we go. The Kunang Charcoal BBQ Grill. Portable stainless steel I'm not seeing a lot of stainless steel, frankly. The grills might be stainless steel.
I'd be surprised. I reckon the screws are stainless steel.
Yeah, maybe. So Kunang, Kunang, portable stainless steel camping grill stove and tabletop smoker. It is not a smoker.
It's not a smoker. It was smoking earlier, but I don't think we contain the smoke.
Currently $16.99. I think it was down at $16.80 when I bought it, but yes. Anyway,
it's still within the increase in sausage quality we went for.
If you want a little grill for, just having a tailgate party at the football or picnics. Picnics is the big one. Somewhere you got to take it with you, but you may be taking the car, and you don't already have something that can do that. That's the big qualifier because if you've already got another barbecue, it might be a better barbecue. A lot of other barbecues that you've got won't be a better barbecue.
Yeah.
Not only was it one of the best steaks we've done, but the kebabs were also one of the best we've done. The sausages were one of the best we've had.
Yeah, sausages are delicious.
It's it's very cheaply made, but it's very well designed. It does what it's meant to do incredibly effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For $16.
Mm-hmm.
An absolute bargain.
Yeah.
Really. An absolute bargain.
If a small little barbecue is in your use case, your needs.
In your bailiwick.
Yeah. Bailiwick. That's a good word. G'day, mate. I'm going to repeat myself, but I was thinking this would be a piece of garbage. I thought it'd be like the one we did a couple of episodes ago that was the same design that I'd had in the UK.
That was disappointing.
30 years ago.
As it was back then.
But the funny was it proved that you can... We say how simple it is to design a barbecue. It showed you can get it wrong.
Yeah.
And it's terrible.
Yeah.
And
you can keep getting it wrong.
Yeah. Keep getting it wrong for 30 years. And this one shows that for half the price, you can do it right, and cheap barbecues can be fantastic.
And this is currently the cheapest barbecue, yeah?
I'm not aware of a cheaper one. Unless you wanted to just, even if you're doing some sort of, where it's a handheld, grill that clamps over the food.
Yeah.
And you just put those on
fire.
You put those on coals over the ground, on the ground. That thing that holds the meat might still cost you more than this. Might very well cost you more than this.
Nuts.
Yeah. So
simple, so cheap, so good.
That's us done for an episode.
There you go.
If you want a little, and I just want to again say this looks like the stupidest thing in the world. I'm wearing black, which doesn't help, but it does just slot in and hold extremely.
Look at that, beautiful, elegant.
Yeah. As we keep saying with this, it's cheaply designed, but it's well designed. There we go.
Look at that.
Yep.
Perfect.
So the cheapest barbecue in the world. Quite good.
Quite good. Very good.
Sorry. In absolute terms, it is actually very, very good.
It's very good. It is cooked an awesome meal.
Yeah.
It really has. And it's the simplest, the cheapest, and the food has been up there with the best that we've reviewed on this channel.
You could, I'd say you could feed 4 reasonably comfortably. Like you could fit 4 burger patties in there. You could fit 4 small steaks in
There's
there.
plenty of heat there. You could cook another dozen sausages on that.
Yeah, but you do like to serve everyone at the same time when you're entertaining, if possible. And you could do a lot of kebabs on this over many hours. So we've been rabbiting on for a bit, but we're just kind of blown away by this thing.
It has turned out remarkably well.
I'm going to feel a bit sad about chucking it in the bin, but like, I'm not going to be able to resell a $16 barbecue. It's just not worth the grief of dealing with people on Facebook Marketplace.
And it doesn't help our affiliate status at all.
Yeah, well, our affiliate status is lapsed, but yeah, because you people didn't buy enough.
Yeah, outrageous, man.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
Anyway, I will put a link in the description anyway, even though it's not an affiliate link. So if anyone wants to go impress a date on a picnic, man, that'd be great. You know, imagine summer day down by the lake. You open up the thing and then you just
bring it all together and cook something delicious.
Yeah.
Winning hearts and minds.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Through their stomachs.
Let's see you next time.